Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show how we can use the Android Studio to start to create an example app with a simple UI. Okay, but first we can click the new, when you fully install the Android Studio, you click the File New, and then we can create a new project. So for us, we will choose the empty activity because it will we want to build everything from the scratch. Okay, and then we can give a name. Generally, let's just say lab 1. Okay, because I have already have a lab 1, so I call lab 1 2020. Okay, and you can give your package name. You can give everything you want. And here we should choose the API 17 because in our whole lecture we will focus on the API level 17. But you feel free to use a higher level, but some of the research tool may not work well there. Okay, and we'll also choose the language as Java, and then we click finish. Okay, we can see the Android Studio start to create a new project for you and start running and generating a Gradle script. That is, you're going to build the app and then you will open the activity. Okay, so once this has been created, it will automatically create a main activity for you. And this main activity is also associated with an XML file. And in this XML file, it uses constraint layout and with only one UI widget, which is the text field, right? So it shows the hello world in the middle. So that's how the Android Studio creates the basic empty activity app for you. Okay, so if you go back to the activity, the main activity.java, you can see there is a button here close to the class, right? So if you click here, you will shows the related files. Basically, is the correlated UI layout XML file and also the Android manifest file. So let's look at the manifest file. In the manifest file, we can see that the main activity is automatically registered here, right? With the intent field specifying this is the main activity and this is the category is the launcher. Those are the fixed things. So every app needs to have one main activity, and usually when you create one, Android Studio will automatically populate one for you. Okay, now let's do some modifications on this UI and create our own UI, right? So here, I'm not going to use the constraint layout. I'm going to use a linear layout to make things easier. So I'll just type linear layout. Okay, so you give me a linear layout, and then it only has still has only one text field. But you can see from the preview pane, right? The hello world has been switched from the middle to the upper left corner. Okay, so there are a couple of properties we need to configure here. First one is the orientation, right? We want all the children of the top level linear layout to be arranged vertically. Okay, and also another one is the gravity. So the gravity here, which you will choose the center, and you will put back all the children fields into the middle again. Okay, so now we have only one text field. Okay, so these four attributes are used by the constraint layout, as we can guess from the name, right? We can safely delete them, right? Okay, so first we want to create one text field, and then we would like to create two buttons. Let's change the text of the text field first. So there is a property called Android text. Let's try that. Okay, so we say that CDS is comment in case. Right, so that's something that I want to see in the middle. So as you can see, after we typing it, the preview pane will automatically update. Okay, and the next thing is like we want to create two buttons, and we want those two buttons to be arranged horizontally. So the way to do that is that we first create a linear layout. Okay, and for this one, we are going to change to wrap content. This means like it will automatically adjust the width based on the width of all your children. Okay, So now we can create two buttons. Okay, let's create first button. Okay, same thing, we'll do this. Okay. For these buttons, to type some text. Right, so let's do the true button. Okay, and then we can do the same similar things. And this time we want to do the false button. Okay, right. So as you can see, the second two buttons are arranged horizontally inside the second linear layout. Okay, so this is how we create a very simple UI. Okay, and then the next important thing we would like to show here is how do we create a method handler. So then when the user click the button, you will be able to respond to it. The way to do that is that we type on click in automatic channel. At this time, we just simply type a name that we imagine would be the handler. And of course, because this method is not created, you are going to see there is a bug, right? So this is the good thing about the Android Studio, right? So you click here, going to show a couple of things that can fix this error, right? So the way we do that is that we want to create a method in the main activity, right? And then you will automatically fix it. So then you will create a method inside the class main activity, and then you will be able to do the thing. So the way we're going to do is when we click on true, we want to show a toast. So we can see that like toast dot make text, and the context is this, right? Okay, so we're going to say, okay, so this is true. When people click the correct, we click the on true button, we're going to say, okay, this is true. And then we have the toast dot, let's do the mains. Okay, so, okay. So this is how we do, so this is how we create a method handler and also simply showing the toast in the, okay. Now we basically have a very simple app with a method handler that could be able to interact with the users. And the next thing is that we would like to try to run this app. So we click run. Here, it will automatically deploy this app into emulator. Of course, to speed up the process, I have already started the emulator in the background. Right? So it supports API sampling. Now let's switch to see how our app looks like. Okay, so as we can see, this is app UI that created by our simple app. Right now, let's click the true button. Okay, so we can see that okay, a toast has been sold here, saying that this is correct. Okay, so now we can do the similar thing for the false button, right? So we should on click, and this time we're going to create a method called on false. Okay, again we click the red bulb on the left hand side and then click the create method, and we can do the similar thing at toast. Make test. The context is you can just keep the div, it should be fine, and then incorrect. Okay, now we are going to this will be the same thing. Okay, show it. Okay, and after you change the code, you can click here. You are going to recompile your code and then redeploy a new app into the your emulator. So you see this green the green status is showing at the bottom. Right? So now just go back to our app. Okay. This time we click the false. Okay, so we are going to see that so showing the toast is showing the different text.